wow, Peter, how do you do it? What's your system? So when you write things down on your calendar, your brain's going to be focused on getting those tasks achieved automatically. Whether your physical effort matches what your mind is thinking about or not, you're going to see results just from having written it down. So write stuff down, and you're going to plow through your days, and you're going to find it's a bit fun and competitive even, as I do. I mean, I love when I clear out my day and I got nothing but white left on my calendar at the end of the day. I'm like, yeah, this was a good day. I got a lot done. I move on to the next day. The next day, I'm booked from 5 a.m. to midnight, and I just boom, boom, boom. I go through it, delete, delete, move over, delete, 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 and then my calendar's clear again that day.
Do you add throughout the day, or do you kind of wait till the end of the day?
I'm constantly adding every day, and then my schedule usually books up about 6 to 8 months in advance, so I know really what my whole year looks like on a macro level at the beginning of the year. I know my big travel plans, I know my speaking engagements, I know my bank reporting requirements, I know different things that I know that occur throughout the year, special moments with friends and family, holidays, birthdays, things like that. Those obviously get calendared, but business-wise, meetings, I have long-range meetings that get booked out maybe 4 to 6 months in advance, and then shorter-term meetings that will pop up, and everything gets on the calendar. And then I start to fill in the blanks on the in-betweens and fill up the days once I have the larger macro items on the calendar, and that's my calendar. And sure, it's got to be fluid, it's got to be editable, it's got to be modifiable, because that's life, and that's your business, and that's our daily lives. I mean, nothing's fixed. Make it static, and that's what's great about these programs. You know, when I was a kid, my first business, I'll never forget it. There was a friend of mine that came up to me and said, I mean, I was 24 years old. I mean, I really still didn't know shit about shit. And a friend of mine came up to me and said, wow, Peter, how do you do it? What's your system? I was like, what? What are you talking about? What's your system? What's your system for success? Just the same question you asked me now, George. And I'm like, I don't know. What do you mean? She's like, well, how do you know? And then finally, I pulled out from my back pocket a folded up piece of 8.5 by 11 paper, because back then, that's what I had. And it was my to-do list. And I wrote everything down by hand. And when I got it done, I crossed it off. And when my 8.5 by 11 paper got too full with chicken scratch, I transferred everything that didn't get crossed off onto a new piece of paper and just started a new list. Threw the old one out, new one goes in my back pocket again. I was so appreciative that she asked me that question. Thanks, Gillian. Because it really made me think down the road as I got older and I had more interests and I had broader business concerns. How do I keep it all organized, and how do I manage it, and how do I measure it, and how do I achieve it? To me, having a to-do list was how I started, and it evolved into using modern day iCal, and you got to have something. That's what I use.